This is the design guide for the Pencil Expander new ad as of February 23rd, 2011. We've added some new features, including customizable hit areas, so please pay attention and we'll show you how all of those work. So to start out, we'll do a quick preview of this ad template, which is designed to push your content down when it opens, and when closed, it'll pull it back up. There is a setting after you deploy the ad that can allow it to float, but by default, most people wish to have it expand and push content up and down like this. So we're going to jump ahead over to the campaigns area and into a live example of this ad inside our ad builder. And we'll go ahead and click on the edit button here. So here we are inside the ad builder. You'll notice first step one for text, all you have to deal with here is the open and close button text. So instead of see more, we wanted to say open. We could put that here. And when we preview, you will notice that instead of see more, the text has been updated on that button to say open instead. There we go. Now, step two for media, you'll notice that by default, the two options are to upload a static image for the collapsed area and a static image for the expanded area, either a JPEG, PNG, or GIF. So basically, you can design those images to look however you want, upload them here, and you'll notice that there are options for how big they are. That's because you can actually adjust the size and shape of this template. We'll show you how to do that in just a moment. The next options down are for your close button. Instead of using our open close button by default, you can upload your own up, over, and down image on top of there. Additionally, an option is to just upload a transparency here and build in the open and close button into the image itself that you're using for the collapsed area and expanded area. That way, basically, the hit area still stays on top of that image, but you can build the image directly into the large expanded area and smaller collapsed area image. And then finally at the bottom is where you can use an SWF for either the collapsed area and expanded area, again size adjustable. Step three for colors, all of your colors are configurable here, from your button face to the borders, etc. Click-through URLs, you'll notice there's a main click-through URL, which is where the user is going to go through if they by default click on either the expanded or collapsed area. And there's also now 4 additional custom click-through URLs that are optional, and I'll show you how to do those in just a second. So coming on down to step 5 settings, this is where you fine-tune your ad. So you can deal with the collapse speed. We could slow down the collapse speed to 2 seconds, slow down the expand speed to 3 seconds, or whatever you want. That'll slow down the open and closing animation. Auto expand on initial render. By default, this is set to yes. What this means is that the ad is automatically going to open up when a user visits that page and that ad appears on the browser. So the ad will automatically expand and push the content. If this is set to yes, you'll notice the next option down here is to limit the auto expand to once every X hours. So we'll put in, for instance, 24 hours, and this is what we recommend. What this does is it drops a cookie onto the user's browser such that if they revisit that page again within 24 hours, in this case, the ad will start out collapsed instead of automatically expanding. If they come back more than 24 hours later, it'll expand once again, drop a new cookie, and then wait again 24 hours to automatically expand when the user visits. Next down is auto expand delay. That means if instead of automatically expanding right when the ad appears, if you'd like to wait for 5 or 10 seconds and then have it auto expand, you set that here. Would you like it to then auto collapse after a certain amount of time? If no, it'll automatically stay open until the user manually closes it. If you put yes here, you would then say how long do you want it to wait to automatically collapse. Next option down is auto collapse on mouse off. That means if the user rolls off of the ad, it'll automatically close. If you put yes here, do you want it to auto expand when they simply roll over the ad instead of having to click a button? If you put yes here, that's what's going to happen. Now below that is where we actually adjust the size of the ad. So right now it's 890 by 30 pixels for the collapsed height, 890 by 350 for the expanded. If we wanted to switch this to say 728 for both the expanded and collapsed, and you're always going to want to set these the same for the expanded height and width. When we preview here, you'll see that the ad has shrunk down a bit. Instead of being 890 pixels wide in the preview here, it's now 728 pixels wide. So you can adjust this to fit the size and shape of your site perfectly. So we'll set this back to 890 for now. And moving down below this, this is where you select for the collapsed area, would you like it to be an image or an SWF file? If I put an SWF here, it'll just simply reference any SWF file that you've uploaded here for the collapsed area. You can also have an image uploaded here. It doesn't matter. You can have both. It'll simply tell the ad, ignore one and use whichever you've set here. Then, would you like to move your open and close button to the bottom when it's expanded? Right now it's at the top, so if we put yes, it's going to move it down to the bottom. Would you like to use custom images for the close button? That, remember, is what I referred to here. If you want to use a custom close button, you can either upload 3 custom states or, again, upload just 3 transparencies that are 100 by 30 pixels and then build the open and close button into the actual images that you upload for the background. Coming back here, close button location, would you like that on the left or right when it's expanded and collapsed? And by default it's on the right. Now this is where it gets fun and new. Disable background click-through hit area. If I put yes here, that'll basically turn off the hit area. You might want to do that if, for instance, you're uploading an SWF file that already has different click-throughs built into it. That way the user could access the different click-through hit areas inside that SWF file. But by default, it's going to be on. Next option is, now you'll see you have up to 4 custom hit areas in here, and they're all the same. So I'll go through the first one. If we turn this on and say, yes, we want to use custom hit area 1, what in essence you would do is go into Photoshop or some other tool like that and build in a button like I've done here just into the graphic. I then came and uploaded this graphic into our ad, and I'm going to go ahead and now select it. So instead of just that standard background, I now have a pencil with a button in here. I'm going to use that, and when I preview now, you'll see that the custom button has been built in here. So now I have a button. However, you'll notice that I'm still just seeing one big hit area that's just going to go to the standard click-through URL. To adjust that, I come in here to settings, and now that I've activated it, said, how big do I want this? Well, I made this button 300 pixels wide by 50 pixels tall, and then I want to make it so it's towards the bottom of the page. I put it down from the right, it's 20 pixels to the right, and then how far from the top of the page, 280 pixels down. And then at the bottom, and this is important, you can activate testing mode, and I'm going to turn this on by clicking yes. And this is going to drop a little overlay on top of the ad that'll show me exactly where that hit area is live now. So that when I preview it, I'll now see my button, and then you'll see this green label appears on top. That means I'm just right. So if I now want to, I'll turn that off obviously before I deploy this live, but that's where the hit area is. And you'll see if I switch that to, you know, something else here, let's make it, instead of 280, let's say 150 pixels from the top of the page. That'll move it off of where I'd want it to be. But this is just a nice little preview, so it'll let you see exactly where the hit area is. And now in this instance, oh, I'm in the wrong area. So I need to move that back down to get it right. Obviously, I turn that off before I'm finished. And that's it. That's the same for all custom hit areas. There's an area number 2 with the same options, 3 and 4 as well. And then you'd actually set those click-through URLs here in step 4, custom click-through hit area 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's it for the design guide. That's what's new. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to call us at 866-467-2289 if you have any questions at all. Thank you.